Hey everyone, Shaedow here, and welcome to another Marvel Contest of Champions video. So it's the new season, Season 6, and this is the first war of the season. And as you can see, we're up against full Gorilla. Now, I'm not sure what happened, but when I was looking over them, I saw that they were one short. So they went into this war at a disadvantage with only 29 people. So I'm looking over, as I always do, scout out my path. And I can see that there are some empty nodes. There's an empty node right there on path 2. And surprisingly, there was an empty node on the poison node on my path, as well as the unblockable special 1. But the fact that I didn't have to deal with a defender on the poison node means that I could be a little bit more flexible in who I brought for this war. Now, I normally bring in Hyperion just to deal with that poison node. But since I don't have to worry about that, I'm thinking bring in Blade for his synergy with Starkey. Now, at this point, I'm not thinking of fighting with Blade. He's there only to make my Spider-Man Stark Enhanced better. So, I go in with this team. This is actually the first time I'm going into Alliance War with my 5-star Blade. I can't remember if I ever went in there with him during the off season or not, but I think that was, I think this is the first time. So first up, we've got a mutant, and of course I'm not too worried about who this might be. Most alliances do not put their really strong defenders on these early nodes, but it is a 5-star, and as you can see over there, it's a rank 3. So again, I'm not too worried. Didn't think I was going to see this champion in the profile, but just out of habit, I like to take a look. You never know, you might get a nice little hint. And I go into the fight, and it's X-23. So Corvus is perfect for fighting her. One of the things that I worry about is getting, caught by her bleed and then just bleeding out. But Corvus, while she can bleed him, he takes no damage. So perfect counter for that X-23. And of course I picked up a mission. Like I say in my other war videos, since I'm a Corvus user, I'm always looking for opportunities to get a mission completed with Corvus. So when I looked over my path earlier, I was looking, I saw that mutant, I saw that tech, and it was like Christmas came early. In my exploration, I saw the mutant, saw the tech, knew I was going to get at least 2 missions completed. Now, you see that this is a rank 4, which means I'm able to use the tool in order to figure out who is actually on this node. And it actually told me that it was a 100% chance to be Nebula, and so far it has not been wrong. So, not that it would have changed anything, I would have still gone in here with Corvus, but it's nice to, just be prepared mentally for who you're fighting, so you already have an idea of how the fight is going to go. But again, not that big of an advantage, honestly. All right, so on to the next node. And now, of course, I didn't have enough energy, and because they did not place anyone on the poison node, all I needed to do was use up my energy. Then I went ahead and did something else and promptly fell asleep while I was waiting for energy. And I hate when that happens because it throws me off completely. So as you can see, I'm capped on energy. I actually fell asleep, woke up, checked, capped on energy. I hate when I'm capped on energy for any amount of time. This is just something that I don't like doing. So I made my moves as fast as I could, And I know I'm not going to fight at this point. Just get to node 46. But since I had fallen asleep, now I'm awake. And so I'm like, okay, well, I'll wait for energy. Fell asleep again. And I woke up, capped on energy. Who knows for how long, but whatever. A little bit of a delay than when I normally would have started the last part of my path. But went ahead and started putting on my boosts so that I could finish the path out. And I don't remember, but I think I ended up having to go shopping or something like that. So it was actually really late by the time I got to do the final fights on my path. So next up, Unstoppable Colossus. Not a problem. Yes, it's a power gain node, but normally I would have been really concerned, especially if they had MD on a power gain node. But Starkey has a little bit of power control, and as you can see, didn't really need it. This Unstoppable Colossus went down hard. Starkey stopped the Unstoppable Colossus. And then we moved right along past the unblockable Special 1 node and went right to the Bane node. So now we're having to deal with a Cosmic. And you can see it's a 6-star, so I could have used the tool, but I said, you know what? Most of the time when I see a Cosmic on here, it's King Groot. Let me just go ahead and go in here with Starkey. Yep, it was King Groot. So I'm like, okay, this should be easy. And look at that. Got tagged real fast before I could even build up my poise charges. Well, let me tell you something. That woke me up. Because honestly, I went into the fight overconfident and was like, yeah, I got this. I ain't even worried about it. And he promptly hit me in my face. I'm still not sure what happened there. So at this point, look at that health just draining. This is why people choose King Groot for that node. Did you see how fast my health was going down? It's because King Groot has a lot of health, and therefore Bane, which is based on the damage that Bane does, is based on the amount of health that your opponent has. So since King Groot has a lot of health, you get that Bane on you early and you take a lot of damage, and Starkey doesn't have a lot of health to begin with. So this is truly a David and Goliath type of a fight, but we got King Groot down in the end. No death. It's all good. So now we've just got to deal with that mini. And it's a Void. I do know how to fight Void, but it's always a little bit nerve-wracking for me to deal with Void, because you do have to keep track of some stuff, and it's a little bit easier now for me to keep track of things. But since Corvus has 2 missions, I'm not too terribly worried about this fight. So I'm still boosted. I checked, and I'm like, you know what, just in case, let's go ahead and pop in an invulnerability boost. This is the first fight of the season, and I do not want to die on this node. So go in here and do the Corvus 3-step, medium, light, medium, so that I can do the maximum amount of damage. I pushed him to his L2, but I was able to evade it. I'm not too worried about Void's L2, so that makes it a little bit easier to fight him on this node, because I'm not constantly trying to bait out his special 1. You know, I'll bait out the special 1 if I push him to a special 2. I'm not too terribly worried about that. And so here I'm like, I got him, and I looked away and got hit with that same attack that I said I don't have a problem with. It is what it is. At least I maintain my manhood, unlike that Medusa fight where she robbed me of my manhood. And as you can see, we were able to pull out the victory. So we're starting off the season on a good note, a nice high note. We won, got some good points. Let's hope that we can continue and see if we can get to Platinum 1. But that's going to do it, guys. Click like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about this video. And you guys have a blessed day.